Um. Okay. All right. Good. Now, God, the technical issues today have been have been something. Certainly. Yeah. Anyway, let me just adjust the other filter, the gain. Okay. Jesus. I've had to restart like 3 times in order to get, in order to get Streamlabs to work. You know, so I did not intend to be late. However, technical issues said you're going to be late. But we're here now, finally. Jesus. all this. Wait a minute. Okay, all this technology breaking down, kind of. Well, more like technology just straight up not working, kind of thing. Reminds me of the old days. I was thinking about that while I was, restarting. I'm like, wow, this is just like back when, back when I had one of my old laptops, and iTunes wouldn't work, and then I started thinking, iTunes still doesn't work. It's just, it's just that poorly made that it's just still does not work on any of my computers. I love it. I love it though. It'll work on my fucking phone, to deliver my music, which is pretty much where I need it, because if I whatever, because if I'm gonna listen to music on my computer, it's probably going to be while I'm playing a game, and at that point I'll just listen to the game's OST, you know. But anyway, yeah. So Streamlabs is finally working. Probably, maybe, I don't know. Well, actually, I should probably check that. I didn't reopen the browser window after this restart, so yay! Let's have a look. Let's see if all is well in in YouTube land. All right. Okay, there it is. It appears to be working. Also, my hair being wet still looks terrible. I still have not shaved or gotten a haircut, so there is that. That's also another reason why it looks bad. Okay, so it appears to be working. Yeah, the live stream appears to be working. I think. Yeah, it looks like it's working. So that's good. That's great. That's fine. Um, you know, that's good. So we finally managed to sort out those issues. Hopefully, again, hopefully, if it doesn't work, then it would. Well, then fuck me, I guess. Then it's just not gonna work. But let's dive into the smoke, because I actually thought of a few things I wanted to talk about this week, and some of it's kind of funny, and it's not just me going on about money. So hey, so some of it's going to be some funny stories from work and other time periods in my life. So that's why I figured the description of return to form uh, was kind of nice. Hmm. Let me just. So, what are we actually smoking this week before I cut it? So, we have the San Lotano Oval, or maybe it's just Oval. I don't know. So, since San Lotano is Spanish, it's probably Oval, or it's not. And I'm just a moron. I'm just an idiot. Like somebody. I'm gonna find this somewhere, and someone's gonna go, no, you idiot. Somebody's gonna go, no, it's oval. I'm gonna go, oh, I am an idiot. Cool. I had a 50-50 shot and I chose wrong. Cool. That's what I like. Anyway, let me get this clipped. Also, this is one of those double torpedoes, where I mean, it's not closed, but it's pretty narrow. And then, also, this is just crooked and weird looking. And there is also a crack on the wrap. So, we're starting out with a real winner. We're starting out with a real winner. You guys remember when I would do these streams and I would have the cigar cut and lit before stream? Because I remember. I remember. it was great because then I could just jump right into our conversational piece, and I wouldn't have to go, you know. But hey, you know, I was ready, sort of. I was sort of ready, and then Streamlabs went, "You are not prepared," and so that's also why apparently I had to. It seems like every time I boot up the fucking program, I have to tell it, "Hey, no, my microphone is not a random sequence of zeros and ones. It is actually this microphone." I have to point it out, and then I have to redo the filters. Just kind of fiddle with them a little bit to make it so it's like, "Hey, buddy, we gotta make sure we have proper gain. We gotta make sure we've got um proper noise suppression. Otherwise, otherwise I might as well just fucking off myself. I don't know. Anyway, let's get this bad boy lit up, and then I can talk about some of the funny things that happened during the week and some of the not funny things that happened during the week, and then we'll kind of segue into the other conversational topics that I imagined, or that I thought through while I was at Taco Bell today. Getting fucked. I hate my boss. I hate my Taco Bell boss. The Domino's one's actually really decent, so I ain't got nothing against Squid Bag. Saggy tits I don't like. Oh yeah, I forgot it's gonna be impossible to tell the draw on this thing until we get the fucking narrow end burned off. Let's just let's just get it lit up. This is an AJ, so I know where are my matches? Because I opened a new box recently. What the hell? Okay, there's those. There's the 4 remaining boxes. Man, I really have upkicked on the smoking. And because yeah, that should not be into the second box already. Okay, guess it's time to cut back. Guess it's time to cut back. Not well, yeah, because I did smoke yesterday morning. Yeah, all right, I've been getting back into that habit. That's not good. Okay, all right, we're gonna pump the brakes on it. I'll have this one, and then that'll be it for Saturday. No more until Wednesday. Just to help myself out here, help my supply last longer, and not just of smokes. Well, let's get lit up here, and then we can start going on about what happened this week. Not much really. It's been pretty decent. Well, except for today. Except for today. Today fucking sucked. Oh yeah. I love it. I hate it. I'm fine with it. Just a little scratch. Not that much spice on the start. AJ, you try. Oh no, there it is. There's that burn. There's that peppery burn. It's delayed. It's delayed. So AJ, you tricked me. I thought it was going to be right. I thought it was going to be right in front of my face. I thought it was going to punch me in the face, but it didn't. But yeah, no, that pepperiness, yeah, that's right there. It does not start popping up though until it hits, until it hits the back of the tongue, and then it goes, "Hey, you were expecting me?" And I sit there and go, "Yeah," because this thing has AJ Fernandez's name on it. I kind of have an idea of how he blends, but yeah, like I said, before we lit up, yeah, today, this week not so bad, except for today. I was expecting Thursday to be bad, but no, it was Friday. But hey, whatever. Something funny that did happen though is I was not aware that that an automatic importer was taking the videos that I upload to my channel and uploading them to another website. I had forgotten that I set that up, and it also just wasn't working for the longest time. But now it is working, and yeah, I'm getting comments on my videos and live streams on another website, which is kind of cool, which is kind of neat. One comment was some middle school humor. I got it. I wasn't laughing, but I got it. And the other one was a was a the other one was a some kind of miserable loser who was projecting a little bit and kind of sour that I'm sitting here smoking, having a good time. So for the jokester, I gave him a laugh, and for for our man in misery, you know, I just left a single word. You know, there's a lot of single words I could have used, for his comment, but and without spoiling anything, I'll leave that up to your imagination. Although I will give you a hint, I did not use a slur, even though I really could have. It would have been fun. It would have been fun to use a slur, but I decided no, I'll take the high road. I'll take the high road. You know, but yeah, I didn't know that was happening, and I went, oh, so just looking back through what has been getting uploaded, it's like, oh, I saw some, a bunch of stuff. I went, wow, okay, there's some gaps here, but it's working. That's neat. It's too bad Streamlabs doesn't support the other platform that I'm uploading to, but maybe someday. I don't know. You know, I'm pretty sure Streamlabs can also. I'm pretty sure Streamlabs can do multi-streaming, and I can stream to fucking Facebook or something. I can stream to Facebook. That'd be cool. Like, hi, guys. Hello, YouTube and Facebook. I don't. I don't even know. I don't even use Facebook. So I'd have for I'm pretty so for Streamlabs, I'm pretty sure I would need my Facebook login. So I'd have to locate that. I would have to remember that because I never saved it on my browser because whatever. But I also probably should just delete the Facebook. I don't use it anyway, so just nuke it. Just nuke it and be done with it. Or I live stream to Facebook and just have fun there. I don't know. Watch my Facebook live stream gets banned because I'm smoking. Yeah, there's no sexuality in those streams, or well, profuse. There's no profuse profanity. I mean, there is profanity, but there's no. I would not describe it as profuse most of the time. But no, the thing that Facebook is like, oh no, you're a bad boy, is the smoking. It's like, well, you can't smoke on our website, even though our website is stereotypically the stereotype for a website is that it's inhabited by people 60 and above, who according to the general laws of the U.S. The Facebook's primary user base. That's legal for them. It's legal for them to consume tobacco products, including cigars. But you can't do it. You can't live stream it. I don't know. That's just kind of a wacky scenario that I envision. I'll figure maybe I should figure out how to do the multi. There's an editor. What the fuck? Or is there not? Oh no, this just changes stuff. Oh, this just changes stuff. Okay, okay. Oh, oh. Okay. All right, we're back. I really shouldn't mess with Streamlabs Live because I don't know if it's gonna actually fuck with anything. But I think we got it. I think we're back, and I didn't actually break anything. Although I guess yeah, I can edit stuff live. Hold on, what? Oh, I can edit loadouts and layouts and stuff. Okay. Oh, that's really bizarre seeing myself twice at the same time. That's bizarre. I don't like that. So we'll just leave that alone. But yeah, but yeah. So cool. It's cool that the other stuff is working, and hey, getting some comments. That's cool. Um, but yeah, whatever. Man, I don't know. Friday, I mean, it was like a Friday should be really, and I don't like that. I don't like that because I was feeling pretty bad, but then I got in the shower, and now I'm feeling refreshed. I mean, I'm still tired, still really tired, but whatever. It's the life I've chosen. It's the life I've chosen, and honestly, it's not too bad. And that's as much as I'm going to say about it because I said we're going to return to form with funny stories and whatnot. So our first funny story comes from tonight at Taco Bell. It happened tonight. So me and Dave are sitting in the office, right? And I keep my phone in my apron, so it's about it's about at my stomach basically. And I feel my phone vibrate, and I look at Dave and I go, Dave, if this is my if this is my mother, I'm gonna choke myself. And he kind of he's doing something on his phone, so he goes okay. So I look at my phone and I got a text message from my mother. So I go, hmm. He goes, what? When that was my mother. So what I do is I put my phone back in my apron. And I just go, all right, well, Dave, I gotta, I said I would, so I gotta. So I just choke myself, and I'm just like, you know, doing this. And Dave's just sitting there going, stop it. Eventually I take my hands off my neck, and I'm like, all right, that was fine. And then, the after effects of choking myself caught up with me. So I, lean forward and cough, really, really violently. I come back, lean back in the chair and go, wow, that wasn't sexy at all. I just feel bad now. Got a neat chuckle out of Dave. Got a nice chuckle out of me. I mean, it's still the line that wasn't sexy at all. I just feel bad. Kind of just tickles, just a little bit. But I guess I'm not into I guess I'm not into choking, So there's that, I suppose. But hey, you know, even after getting absolutely destroyed by Honda, I could still brighten my own mood and Dave's mood a little bit. The new kid, well, I think he was in the bathroom, so he did not bear witness to all of that. That'd have been funny, you know. It'd have been kind of funny for him to walk in, in the middle of me choking myself, and Dave's sitting there just on his phone, yelling at me to stop it. But hey, because then I would have had to explain, oh yeah, no, I said if I got a text from my mother, I'd choke myself, blah blah blah. I'd have to, there's not even really it's not. I almost said I would have to explain the joke. It's not even a joke. There's no, it's more just me doing what I said I would do, as opposed to not doing that. But it also goes to show you that I am aware that at the most ridiculous times, my mother will text me while I'm at work, and I can pretty much predict when it's going to happen. You know, I know that if my phone goes off at 7 o'clock and 1 a.m., that's seven nights too, sending me a notification saying, hey, buddy, the mole has done a thing, and you can buy stuff again." I know that. That's fine. But any other time, it's either my mother texting me or just a random email from somewhere in the in the internet. You know. which kind of helps me transition to the next talking point of the morning, which is the internet. The internet, in you know, my own conclusion about the internet is that it is simultaneously the greatest and the worst invention that humankind has ever invented. Man, yeah, and so let's start off with reasons why the internet is the best. It is was, I guess, at one point a giant archive repository of all human knowledge. Where all you need is a terminal and an internet access to access it. I mean, nowadays, as long as you have a phone and a decent data plan, but whatever. Fantastic way to get knowledge out to people. However, that leads into one of the bad things about it, meaning that or not meaning, but it leads into one of the bad things about it. One of those bad things being, there are other people on the internet, and other people lie, and so not all the knowledge that you find is going to be necessarily true, and that's rather unfortunate. At the same time, another really, really bad thing, and one thing that is kind of close to my heart, is advertisements. Every single corporation and their fucking dad are just vomiting a absolutely profane amount of advertisements into the internet, to where browsing without an ad blocker is basically just unless you're the most tolerant person on earth, it sucks. It really sucks. Uh, and that's why I use two different ad blockers to cover the bases. And I've been thinking about buying a Raspberry Pi and programming it to just block ads on the router level, so that way the other people in the household can enjoy a more ad-free experience. It's 7 o'clock. My phone's telling me to go to bed. I will not sleep just yet. But yeah, ads are. I remember getting annoyed by commercials on TV back when I was younger and watched TV, and because I would be watching something, and it'd be getting relatively we'd be getting into the good part of whatever episode of whatever I was watching, and then, oh, by the way, we'll be right back after these messages. None of the shows that I watch ever said that, except for maybe the game shows, because I mean, I still like watching game shows. Whenever I go visit grandma, she's watching she's watching game shows. Not so much the murder mystery stuff anymore, which kind of sucks, because grandma and I did that quite a lot when I was growing up. It'd be around midnight on a Friday going into Saturday, and grandma and I would be in the living room at her house watching some murder mysteries. It was good stuff. Because, well, it was entertaining. I mean, it still is. I still kind of like the murder mystery shows, but you know, guess I can't have it all. And then any other time, most of the other times it'd be game shows or Hallmark movies, which the Hallmark movies is kind of they're kind of whatever. But the game shows and the murder mysteries, those were good watches. You know, actually, speaking of that, it was, I think, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I found out Alex Trebek died. And so, because Grandma was watching Jeopardy, and there was some new guy up there, and I asked her, I went, Grandma, where's Alex Trebek? Where's Alex Trebek? And she went, oh, he died. And I went, what? Yeah, so Jeopardy is not the same. I knew Bob Barker had died, so I kind of adjusted to that with The Price is Right. But Jeopardy, yeah, I don't know. Jeopardy's different now. Without Trebek, Jeopardy is different now. Is it Alec Trebek or Alex Trebek? Shit, I've already forgotten. I don't know. it seems I feel like kind of an old man saying, "Oh yes, I love game shows." I do. I really like game shows because you know there are no stakes for me, and so I can just sit there and just kind of be just kind of sit there and go, "Yeah, I'm not thinking about work. I'm thinking about somebody winning a new car, someone winning that brand new car." Or whatever, trying to solve the puzzle on Wheel of Fortune, or figure out the answer for Jeopardy, or whatever other. I mean, all the game shows are pretty much the same, where it's just like answer questions, and then whoever gets the most right answers wins. I mean, Family Feud is kind of interesting with that because they survey people beforehand to figure out to get to source their answers, and that's neat. That's a neat take on it. But the rest of it's kind of trivia. Most of the rest of it's kind of trivia based. Wheel of Fortune is also different from that because it's The Price is Right is also different. Okay, I'm coming up with a lot of examples of things that are different, but there's a lot of game shows out there that are just kind of trivia based, and so kind of they're all kind of samey. And really, what separates them is the gimmick, which is varies from show to show. Now, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? When I was growing up, watching that with Regis on there. Oh yeah, I'd look forward. I would be right there every weekend, ready for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, because it kind of kept me on the as a kid, it kind of kept me on the edge of my seat. It's like, oh man, is it gonna happen? Is somebody gonna be able to answer the $1 million question and and get it? I don't think I ever saw anybody win the $1 million. You know? Yeah, I think about it. Deal or No Deal is also kind of a cool show because the briefcases don't actually contain the money. They just contain a little sign with a number on it that's could be that represents the values, and you eliminate values in order to for the banker quote unquote to give you an offer, and then the idea is to either get to accept the deal from the banker, and hopefully that deal is more than the case that you chose initially at the beginning, or to have the biggest possible case, which the dealer will never offer you more than that. And so I don't know why I'm explaining it, because these are pretty sure anybody who watches this is going to know. Oh, yeah, I know what Deal or No Deal is, and so me explaining it is kind of redundant. But I don't know. Maybe it's a refresher course for some people out there. Whatever. I mean, the host that I remember for Deal or No Deal kind of looked like a porn star, kind of looked like a specific porn star, but we'll not get into that. But I like game shows. Now, will I go out of my way to watch game shows, here at home? No. But, will I sit with grandma and watch game shows and have conversation? Yes, I will, because, it's good. I really do wish grandma would still watch the murder mysteries. Maybe she does. And I'm just not out at her place late enough because I have to work, and also driving at night on country roads kind of sucks. But that being said, I did fix the car, so it's not even really a concern anymore, because previously my speedometer was not working, and that sucked because I'd have to guess how fast I was going. I mean, occasionally the needle would sputter to life and give me a general idea of how fast I was going. But the idea of getting pulled over and harassed because speed limits, it was just the idea of it annoys me so much that I just didn't want to deal with it. Because speeding is not a crime. Because a crime, by definition, necessitates a victim. And so the question becomes, therefore, who is victimized by me driving faster than the number who is victimized by me going at a speed that is faster than what is listed on the sign? I mean, yes, yes, one could argue, well, what if you hit someone? Yes, then there is a victim. However, if I'm just driving faster and do not hit anybody or anything really, then who is the victim? And so, if there is no answer to that question, then no crime is committed by definition. But the state, really wants my cash money because my delicious taxes are not enough for them, and I'm getting a little bit bitter. I really shouldn't be doing that. Really shouldn't be doing that. We should be laughs and smiles here, you know? That was kind of a wild tangent. But I guess that's what this is that's what this is kind of about. That's what these early morning video live streams are all about. It's just me kind of tangenting about different things, like how I really like. I still, I mean, even though I'm older, I still like game shows. And the murder mystery shows. The ones that had like plot lines, like The Closer, those were neat. CSI and NCIS never really. Well, okay, I shouldn't say that. CSI never really got to me. Never really captured me. NCIS did, just because the characters in that had, well, character, and so kind of it was kind of this weird kind of like crime thing mixed with some kind of reality TV aspects. I also really like Two and a Half Men, but that was just because I thought Charlie Sheen was funny, and I recently watched a video about the ending to Two and a Half Men, and it was one of those really bizarre watches because I'm pretty sure it was late at night on a day off, and well, day off. I didn't go to Taco Bell that day, and just kind of sitting here, just like, so that's how Two and a Half Men ended. What? It was a really bizarre ending for that show. Thinking back to other shows that I watched as a kid, I watched a lot of Reba, which I don't know. Grandma was watching it. I watched it, and so whatever. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but at one point, when Dad and his wife went on vacation, and they wanted me to look after the dogs. I stayed over at his house. It used to be just a few blocks away before he sold the house. Um, and so I'm just sitting on the couch, or I'm just laying on the couch, whatever, with all the dogs just surrounding, all three of the dogs surrounding me. I'm watching Seinfeld, and Dad and his wife, get home and they walk in after their vacation. I'm just there on the couch watching Seinfeld. I, look over and go, "Oh, hey, you're back." And Dad gives me this look. He goes, "You're watching Seinfeld?" And I went, "Yeah." And he goes, "Why?" And I went, "What was on?" Yeah, I figured I'd watch some Seinfeld. You know, I mean, Seinfeld could be kind of funny. Seinfeld could be kind of funny. The thing is, when it comes to TV shows, I never got into the TV shows, the quote unquote reality TV shows that other people my age got into. I never really got into The Office. I mean, I kind of sort of watched The Office in college, but that was only because my roommate was watching it, and so since I was pretty much always in the room, gaming or whatever, he'd be watching The Office on his TV, and I would kind of just glance over at his TV, and I of course could hear it, just to just be getting some of that. He also watched Charmed. Was it Charmed? Hold on, Google search. Hold on, Google search Charmed. Was that the show that he watched? Because it was a show my mother watched. Charmed, American drama series. Yeah, it was Charmed. Yep, yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I did not close that window. Okay. Yeah, it was Charmed. So he was watching Charmed, and I was like, oh yeah, my mom loved this show. And so I watched Charmed with my roommate, and that was something because I got a vague idea of I got a better idea of what Charmed was about, and it was I mean it was a decently it was a decently neat show, I guess. I mean, it's for the time. Kind of, if my roommate was more into superheroes, he probably would have watched something like Smallville. And at that point, it's like, yeah, that's another show my mother watched. So hey, whatever. Actually, on the topic of shows that my mother used to watch, we were talking the other day, and she was talking about Witchblade, and I thought, Witchblade, because I've seen the Witchblade anime, and I thought, Witchblade, and so I was talking. I went, Mom, Witchblade, the anime, and she went, what? And then apparently there was a Witchblade live action show, and that is what she was talking about. Meanwhile, I was talking about the anime. And I remember that I used to have a collection of burned discs, some of which were my mother's, right? Some of which were hers. And I, recall that among those burned discs was Witchblade. And the Witchblade discs were my mom's. She was probably thinking about the live action show, but those discs contained the anime. And so thinking back to it might have might have gotten the wrong thing for not that she ever watched it. Not that she ever, partook of those burned discs that I don't have anymore. But it still would have been kind of funny for my mother to, think, "Oh, I'm going to watch this TV show that, I really like." And then it's only kind of that TV show that she was into. I mean, I imagine the plot lines are similar. Probably because it's probably about the Witchblade, and so you know, but I imagine that with Japan things were a bit different when it comes to when it comes to when it comes to comparing the live action versus the anime. But I have no interest in finding out really. I also don't really have the time to to watch shows like I would desire because the whole crowded and chaotic schedule. But there will come a time I will eventually get some time off, and with that time, I will probably sit down with my with my snack table and just sit down, reach over, grab a snack, and eat snacks while catching up on some anime. Which now that I think about it, I do need to look. What was I watching? What was I watching? Let's just head on over to my list here. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I've fallen way behind. So you know, I do remember. What is this? I do remember I do remember. I do remember. I do remember the general plot lines of what I was watching. Man, I did watch the new. I did watch the two new seasons of Bleach, and holy shit! It's like I told Aiden weeks, probably close to a month ago now. Bleach is awesome. Yeah, it's one of the big three. So if you're gonna sit down and watch it, you've got quite a watch ahead of you. And yeah, the original Bleach is a little bit dated on the animation, but oh god, it's still awesome. I still love it. Sometimes sometimes I'll still go to YouTube and watch clips of watch clips that are just some of the fights because God, it's so good, it's so cool, it's still so cool. You know, mm. See, the other day, one of the new guys at Taco Bell is into anime, and I was kind of reminiscing while driving him and Dave home, and talked about Parasite. Parasite is so cool. Parasite is still so cool. I don't want to say it was so cool. It is still so cool. Me and the guy I was hanging out with to watch anime, we would go to his garage. We'd watch the new episode of Parasite on Crunchyroll, and then once we did that, we'd go to the game shop on the square and play D&D. It was great. It was great. It's too bad that shop is closed now. But that was great because we would watch Parasite. We did eventually pick up Testament, which was yeah, that was interesting. I ended up finishing that on my own. I imagine the guy I was hanging out with did too. But yeah, that was an interesting show. Um, but Parasite was so cool. We every week would be like, oh come on, we new episode of Parasite this week. Let's go. And then we do that. It would be so cool. If I was the kind of person that enjoyed, if I was the kind of person that enjoyed rewatching stuff, I'd rewatch Parasite. I would definitely rewatch Parasite because it is just so awesome. And knowing what I know about the differences, um, knowing what I know about the differences between the anime adaptation, which for all intents and purposes is pretty faithful, and the manga, the differences are pretty much around modernization. Um, Mostly around technology because I'm pretty sure the Parasite manga takes place in the 90s or some such, while the anime takes place, I think, in the late 2000s, early 2010s. So there's a bit of a technology difference there, but it's integrated pretty well to where I mean everything makes sense, and it's really good. It's really nice. Um, that being said, if I was the kind of guy to rewatch stuff, oh, I'd rewatch Parasite. I mean, hell, I might still do that on the Saturdays when Aiden's here. It's like Aiden, we gotta watch Parasite. I mean, shit, Aiden and I rewatched all of Hellsing Ultimate. I mean, Hellsing Ultimate is awesome. So, hey, good watch. But I think I should convince Aiden to watch Parasite with me on Saturdays, on those every other Saturdays when he's here, just because it'll be so cool. Be like, yeah, this is what this is what I used to watch in high school. Ain't it cool? And I think he would agree. I think he would agree because Parasite is just so awesome. You know. Now, will I be able to convince him to watch Bleach with me? No, absolutely, absolutely not. I will not be able to do that. But it's still gonna be it still would be really cool. It still would be really cool for I think the best I'll be able to get away with Aiden is showing him clips on YouTube of the fights, and I really need to get a speaker system. Just hook it up to the computer so that way we can actually hear what is going on, as opposed to giving up a minute, less than a minute in, and just switching over to my phone on the iHome just right here on the desk. So we could actually hear what's going on and just look at this tiny screen. I want to see that shit on the big screen, but I need a speaker. I need a speaker system for that. I was going to spend this year's tax return on it, but that just didn't pan out. Well, hey, I got a birthday coming up. There's still Christmas this year. Maybe I could ask somebody for a basic, functional speaker system, so that way I can watch videos when I have company over and stuff like that. You know, it would really make it would that would be really cool for watching Parasite. That would be really cool. Which actually, thinking back, years ago when and yeah, this now that I think about it, this is almost 10 years ago now. Aiden and I would sit here, right? I mean, not. I mean, we sit in this room basically. The configuration wasn't exactly the same. I have rearranged a few times, and we'd take my earbuds, right? Because I've always had earbuds, and I've always had them plugged into the computer. I would take, I would take this. I would take the left one, and he would take the he would take the left one, the right one. Which one is this? This is the right one. He would take that one, and we'd just sit here and we'd watch shows like that, and it worked. You know, Nowadays with Bluetooth technology, it doesn't exactly work because Bluetooth is a kind of a one to kind of one you pair one device. But maybe I could make it work. I could set maybe I could figure out a way to set more than one output device to where he can pair his wireless earbuds to my computer, right? And then I could just sit here with the wired earbuds, and we could both, watch Parasite or some such together, and it would be, we'd be sitting there going, yeah, it'd be so cool. I think I'll shoot the idea at him. I think I'll shoot the idea at him next week when he's here, so that way we can try it and see if we can get some good watching. See if we can get some of that good watching. Or hell, maybe Bluetooth will allow me to connect multiple devices, so that I can I can get out the Raycons, or the headphones that I could just get these out. I could wear this and he could wear his earbuds, and we could just again watch Parasite and have a really good time with that. Or any other show really, or even just clips of stuff on YouTube like we are prone to do. Um, I think that'd be really cool. It'd be really nice. You know, a nice break from what we normally do on Saturdays, which is normally just smoke and ramble. We could have a good we could have which is a good time. Don't get me wrong, that's a good time. But we could also have a good time doing other stuff as well. So I mean, hey, occasionally on those Saturdays, he'll say, "Oh yeah, let's check out this game. Check out this game in my Steam library," and then I'll pull it up, I'll download it real quick, and then you know I check it out. I think I did that with I don't remember anymore, but we've done that. I think the first one was I think one of the games we did that with was Colt Canyon, which is a really good game. You know, you know, I get Aiden's taste in games, and he knows how to find some really solid games. Meanwhile, my game library on Steam is huge, and so there's a nice mix of the good, the great, the bad, and the ugly in there, and well, it just comes with the territory of Steam, because Steam's marketplace is so massive that there's a lot of that in there. Speaking of Steam, Steam has released the what is essentially the Kingdom Hearts Complete Collection on Steam. This is the HD remakes of Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and then Kingdom Hearts 3 with the DLC. It also includes, like Chain of Memories and the one on the PSP that I can't remember the name of, and probably some of the other ones that I've never actually gotten the chance to play. So that's probably a really, really good time. You know, that's probably a really good time. Uh, and so, hey, why not? What the hell? They got Minesweeper. They got Minesweeper on. Well, okay, they don't quite have Minesweeper on on Steam quite yet, but I guess I guess multiplayer Minesweeper is coming to Steam. I was never much good at Minesweeper, but that was me as a child. Now that I understand mathematics better and also understand how Minesweeper works, I could probably figure out Minesweeper now that I am an adult. So that'll be neat. I did down I did see a new game on YouTube that I ended up downloading because it's free, and that is Snowbreak. Anybody who knows what Snowbreak is, you know exactly why I downloaded it, because it's me. It can't ever be anything else. It can't ever be anything else. Um, and so but I haven't gotten the chance to play it because I've been going to work. So I don't. I I really, there's a lot of games that I really want to play. Some newer and some just sitting in the depths of my library that I really need to get out there and play through. I think I still need to finish. There's a lot that I've started that I still need to finish, um, and there's some that I've finished that replaying isn't so bad, and so you know I just maybe some replays would be nice. I mean, I did recently finish playing through the regular campaign on Gemcraft 2 Chasing Shadows. That was so much fun. I started an Iron Wizard playthrough, so that'll be even more fun because I do enjoy a challenge. Um, years, which takes me back to years ago when the Binding of Isaac first came out, and this is the original Binding of Isaac, mind you. And I was playing that. My cousin lamented. He was like, "You like hard games?" And I went, "So, that's good." The original Binding of Isaac for its time was great. Was good stuff. Was great stuff even. I mean, it doesn't exactly hold up anymore because Rebirth and its associated DLC now exist. But it was a good time. I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm pretty sure I still would be able to have fun with it because the primary difference between original Isaac and Rebirth is original Isaac you can pretty much make any combination of items work, and it really just depends on player skill. While Rebirth is somewhat more strict with it. It seems like you're not necessarily going to be able to reach the end just through, virtue and patience, which kind of makes me feel bad, but with as much content as is stuffed into Isaac Rebirth, it kind of makes sense that you would need to optimize. You need to optimize a little bit more, and so I'm not complaining. I appear to have gone out again. Great. Love that. I've also had to snip because I'm smoking too fast and it's tarring up because I kind of want to go to bed so that way I can rest up. I only have one job today, but I still want to be rested because I do have my DMing duties afterward. Let me go ahead and before I relight this, let me go ahead and peel off this first band here, the one with good old AJ's name on it. And is that another flaw, or is that just how that is? Nope, that's just how that is. Okay, cool. So it was, 2 flaws on one cigar? That would suck. Another thing is I really need to get back into writing in a cigar book. Because, pretty sure the last entry of the cigar book is like 3 years ago, which sucks. Almost drooled on myself a little bit there. A lot of spit build up sometimes when I relight. But you know, I miss playing games. I miss playing video games that aren't just my daily gotcha grind. You know, I kind of miss it. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. That's not accurate. I mean, yes, I kind of miss it, but more accurately, I really miss it. I really miss just picking a title in my library and just going with it, just grabbing it and having a good time for a few hours. Nowadays, it's like, well, I could do that, but then I'm not gonna get my grinds done, and that's gonna suck because I gotta keep up with that. Otherwise, I'm gonna feel bad because I didn't do what I didn't do the thing I needed to do. Ugh. But I'll get it. I'll get it one of these days. You know, with I think this upcoming week will net me some additional free time, and so I'll be able to I'll be able to I'll be able to play some games, watch some shows, eat some snacks, you know, and so that'll probably just feel so good, and I'm not gonna wanna I'm not gonna want to. I'm not gonna want to not do that. I'm not gonna want to go back. I don't want to go back to work. I want to play games. But hey, that's the life of an adult, I guess. This is. I was about to say this is what happens in your early 20s, but I'm gonna be 27 this year, so it's not really my early 20s anymore, huh? How time flies, huh? How time flies. That's eh, kind of make, kind of makes me feel bad. Oh God, it's whatever. It's whatever. This is some sacrifices have to be made, but I keep jumping, keep jumping on, keep jumping on and off of that topic. I don't really want to stay on it. But another funny thing that happened today at the Taco Bell was I remembered something, and I went to talk to Dave about it. I was like, Dave, you remember that time all those months ago when when we were here, just working, and some guy came through, and then he came through, he got his food, and then he complained on Facebook that he saw you, and just because what happened, right, was this guy came through, and ordered his food, whatever. We vended it out to him, no problem. And then somebody sent a message about, oh, excuse me, somebody sent a message in the group chat that I am still banned from, uh, about coming to Taco Bell, and basically said, "Oh, hey, I went to Taco Bell because I had the displeasure of feeling hungry, and when I got there, I saw an obese man." I mean, that's kind of what it boiled down to, was this guy came through and saw Dave, and that apparently soured his experience at the Taco Bell. He did not appreciate witnessing Dave exist, and so I don't know. I, it still kind of it still kind of makes me laugh thinking about it. Sometimes it's like this guy came through here, came to Taco Bell to get food, and then oh, I saw an obese man, and ooh, I it makes me laugh. It really does make me laugh. I maybe it shouldn't. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's not a good thing that that I kind of find that a little bit. I kind of find that a little bit humorous. But I don't know. Maybe it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that so, I saw an obese man. Whatever. No, we when it comes to complaints like that, we don't really take them seriously because they're not serious. It's not anything. It's not anything at all. It's just some guy having his appetite soured, I guess, because Dave exists at Taco Bell. I don't know. It's funny though. It still kind of makes me laugh. But it's the dumbest thing. Oh, I saw an obese man at Taco Bell. Shit, I waited too long. Damn it. But that was another thing I talked to Dave about at work today. Oh hey, remember when we got that complaint from that guy because you exist? I mean, we were laughing up a storm when we saw the complaint on Facebook. But it wasn't funnier the second round, but it's still kind of funny. I'm not even fucking touching it with a fire. Goddamn my depth perception. God gave me a variety of abilities, skills, and powers, and then to counterbalance this, I have just god awful depth perception. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. See if I can actually get it right. Woo! Come on now, match. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good this time. But yeah, just some of the complaints that we get to at Taco Bell are just ab- it's absolutely crazy. You wonder what are these people thinking? Really, what are they thinking about? When they make these complaints. What is going on? With is it really that deep? Some people complaining that my taco had one piece of lettuce and I ordered no lettuce. Actually, that reminds me, and I think I might have said this before, but right before I came back this time, which was about 4 years ago now, there was a guy who ordered a 12 pack of so 12 tacos, and he ordered them no lettuce. And if I remember correctly, one of the tacos had a little bit of lettuce. The kind where they realized, oh wait, no lettuce, and then kind of scraped off as much as they could. Maybe threw some extra cheese on there to help cover it up. Well, apparently this made the guy, this customer, so irate about the fact that there was lettuce on his taco that he ended up while wearing steel toes, mind you, ended up breaking the window on 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 the main door essentially. Like used his steel-toed boots, kicked the glass, and broke the window, and then fled the scene. Well, little did he know, there's a camera. There was at least one camera that caught his license plate, and I was pretty sure he went to jail for that because destruction of private property. But it's just really, you know, really, my man, you're gonna get that angry and go to jail over a little bit of lettuce on a single soft taco. I think this was also coupled with the fact that he threw the box containing the 12 tacos, right? 11 of which were correct, one of which was incorrect, right? So, whatever. he threw the tacos at an employee and, fled because the manager who was there at the time was yelling at him for it. I mean, like you would if, you see, someone throw something like that at your employee for the stupidest reason possible. Something similar actually happened to me, pretty close to when I first started. And so, the way it happened was I was running the drive-through, right? It was, I think, the 2018, I think, if that's right. I think I'm remembering correctly. I was running the drive-through, right? And this couple orders a 12 pack of soft tacos, right? And they order two Pepsis, two people in the vehicle, two, one beverage each. Okay, whatever. Standard stuff, right? So I give them the Pepsis, they pay for it, of course. And I give them the Pepsis, and I give them their. I had to give them the soft tacos in a plastic bag because we were out of boxes, right? And so I give them that, say, here's your tacos. We don't have boxes, so here's a bag, right? And they go, they're fine with it. They drive off, right? A few orders later, they come back and they say, hey, our tacos were really soggy. Can we get those replaced? And so I go around the corner. I ask my manager. I say, can these people are dissatisfied with their tacos? Can we replace them? She says yes. And I, get back on the headset and go, my manager said that she will replace your tacos. Go ahead and pull around. You don't have to pay for it again. Good stuff. I mean, pretty standard. Pretty standard. Fast food practice, I think. And so, the couple pulls back up, and I say, hey, it'll be just it's a 12 pack. Give us a minute, and we'll get it out to you. And the guy says, okay, yeah, can you give us another set of Pepsis? And I go, let me ask my manager. Whatever. So I go around the corner. I ask my manager. I said, hey, they want replacements for the Pepsis as well. And she goes, no. I mean, she said that in more words, but essentially the answer was no. And so I go around the corner and I say, hey, my manager said no to the Pepsis. And again, give us a minute. The taco's coming. I turn around to, kind of walk back towards the line so that I can just, pick up the replacement tacos and give them the back. Something hits me on, on the back of my right leg, and I kind of stumble forward because, of course, I wasn't expecting it, and I was also, walking forward, and I make a sound like, huh, do that. My manager sees this and starts yelling, is like, do I have to call the law? As they just peel out. So I turn to look at what hit me, and what hit me was the plastic bag that I gave them initially with the soggy tacos, and the bag was full of Pepsi, alongside the tacos, right? And so what we had deduced had happened was that one or both of them had, somehow spilled the Pepsis into the bag of tacos and came back to get their entire order replaced. And when I said no to, and when, I relayed the message that, we would not be replacing the Pepsis, this apparently dissatisfied them so much that they threw the soggy bag of, Pepsi, the Pepsi marinated tacos at me. And, I wasn't injured or anything because, it was a plastic bag full of tacos. I mean, it's not really that heavy, and it was just more of a kind of, why kind of thing. Um, but that's still, it's still kind of something, it's still something that I remember about, the early Taco Bell experience is, oh, hey, yeah, some people threw some tacos at me, back, back when I was first starting off, and it's kind of bizarre. I mean, it's still funny. I still think it's funny, but it was just really strange. Um, you know, I think that was the only time that I'd ever actually gotten assaulted. It, well, in the broadest sense of that word. That was the only time I'd ever been struck by a customer. Somewhat indirectly, and it was just really strange. It was just something I was just not expecting. Um, and there was another time where I was running the drive-through, and it was kind of slow. So the other members of the rest of the people on shift, including the manager, were outside smoking. I had a bit more experience, and this woman comes through the drive-through. She orders a Mexican pizza. Okay. She says, hey, can I get that with no tomatoes? And I go, okay. The pizza sauce has tomatoes in it. Do you still want the pizza sauce, or do you want us to replace that with something else? And she says, no, pizza sauce is fine. I go, okay, all right. So I myself make the pizza, with the pizza sauce, like she said was fine, and no tomatoes on top. Hand her the pizza. She has, is there no tomatoes on this? And I say, it's I made it myself. It's like we discussed over the speaker. And she pulls off. A few minutes later, she comes back. She's marching into the lobby, throws the pizza onto the counter, and starts yelling at me because it has tomatoes on it in the pizza sauce. And she's all like, I was down the highway and I had to come back because this has tomatoes on it, and I said no tomatoes. And I just look at her like, are you serious? I had asked you if you wanted pizza sauce. The pizza sauce has tomatoes in it. I asked you. I explained that to you. And I said, basically, I'm thinking this, so I'm not really saying anything out loud. I'm just giving her this look, and she's just all in an uproar. Eventually, because I say, well, I was just kind of stuttering at that point because, I wasn't exactly as angry as I wasn't as angry back then as I am now. And so I'm just kind of like, and so she eventually just storms out, and there's this pizza, there's this Mexican pizza on the counter with no tomatoes. Well, with no, diced tomatoes. There's tomatoes, of course, in the pizza sauce, whatever. And so the rest of them come back in because somebody had heard the commotion. They go, "What's going on?" So I explain the situation to them. I go, "I asked her in the drive-through, at the speaker, if pizza sauce was okay. It has tomatoes in it." And she said yes. And then she came back and yelled at me for that. And it was just a bizarre experience, because from my perspective, and again, well, not again, but at all times, correct me if I'm wrong. I did the right thing. I asked the appropriate question, I received an answer, and then made the pizza according to the answer that I had received. I don't think I did anything wrong there, but it was just bizarre. It was just so bizarre. You know. Again, it's one of those things that stands out to me. It really, really one of those things that stands out. But I'm sure working at any kind of restaurant or even in retail, everybody who's worked those jobs has at least one or two stories of just bizarre interactions with customers like that. Where it's like they ask the right question and then try to serve the customer as best they can in accordance with that, and then the customer is still dissatisfied because of whatever. Hmm. I just It's just confusing. I was just so confused. After that interaction, I went, okay, you know what, I just one might see that as kind of just the start of my descent into anger towards the customer base at Taco Bell. Just not enjoying having to interact with customers. I mean, hell, I've even got I've got a little one from today, right? So our lobby, right, operates. It has a timer basically, where when it hits a certain time during the night, when the lobby's closing, that the systems basically stop the kiosks and whatever stop responding to people. They don't respond to touch or anything, and the television screens that used to show the menu but now just say order off the kiosk shut off. And so I come around the corner, I see this guy standing at the counter, and so I approach the counter. I go, hey, what's going on? How can I help you? And this guy starts saying, I was ordering. I was halfway through my order, and the screen stopped working. And I went, and I looked down at the screen in front of me. I see the clock, and I go, yeah, it's all the systems are on a timer, and so it's so it stops working after a certain time. And he goes, well, what time? And so I just list off the time to him, and he's like, okay, but I was halfway through my order, and I didn't, what do I do? And I go, well, our lobby's closed now, so the drive-thru's still open. And his wife, girlfriend, or woman that was with him, I don't know, starts saying, oh yeah, we can go through the drive-thru. He's like, no, I was halfway through my order, and what do we do? And I go, yeah, well, it's not, if you're halfway through your order, it's not like you paid for anything. You can just go through the drive-thru. And as I'm saying this, this woman that was with him just keeps repeating, yeah, we can go through the drive-thru, no problem. She's calm. She was on my side, and this dude just would not relent. And there were a couple of other people that walked in with him who I guess grasped the situation and walked out to their car to presumably go through the drive-thru. None of the people did, I notice. But he's just ranting and raving like, I was halfway through my order and it stopped working. I went, it's on a timer, and so the thing shut down. He was like, well, it's ninja fast. How did that happen? I went, well, it's all on the same timer, and it's a computer, so it's not controlled. I mean, it can be controlled manually, but in this instance, we didn't do that. And it's like, well, it's a computer. It's going to be fast when it shuts that stuff off. And then as he's getting ready to leave, normally when I'm at Taco Bell, actually all the time when I'm at Taco Bell, I don't know where I put them. There we go. Normally when I'm at Taco Bell, I've got you know I've got my sunglasses on, whatever. And he's like, well, it's nighttime. You should take your sunglasses off. And I go, and I just look at him. I go, you know, what does that have to do with the rest of our conversation? And he just kind of, just gives me this look and just stomps out, and I'm just like, what the, Dave comes around the corner and asks me what was going on. I explained it all to him. But this guy just kind of, did not grasp that the lobby is on a timer, and shuts off when we reach the time. And I told him to go through the drive-through because that's still open. He didn't actually pay for anything, so it's not like he lost money. He did not complete the order. If he had completed the order, then there's probably a workaround to where I could have forced it through. If the system decided to bug out or something, I probably could have done something like that had he finished the order. But he didn't. It's like, what the fuck, you know? And I held it. I was pretty cool, which is, some might say, is kind of surprising, but I can be civil when it comes to dealing with customers. I was not yet angry. This Friday, that was when Honda showed up. That was when I started to get angry. But it was just like, I was civil. It was like, well, he'd ask a question, I'd answer it. He'd go, why did this happen? I go, it's on a timer. Why did it happen so fast? It's all on the same timer. It's a computer system. That's just what it does. I do not have basically implying I do not control the computer. And he would just ask, what do I do? I go, well, the drive-thru is still open. You can go through the drive-thru. And again, the woman who was with him just on my side, and thank you. I know you'll never see this, but thank you, lady. for being on my side there and understanding that I am not in control of this. I'm not in control of the computer system, and therefore, you know, cannot just magically snap my fingers and make it work again. You know, just customer interaction. I haven't really had any of those at Domino's. I think the I think the one interaction I think interaction the one strange interaction that I've had at Domino's is I've been on a delivery. I go to it was to an apartment here in town. I go to the apartment. I knock on the door, right? Knock, 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 whatever. And I hear a dog inside the apartment. I'm going, okay, well, whatever. And I expected the door to be answered. I expected the door to be answered. I hand off the pizza. I collect the money. Standard delivery stuff. Well, this person doesn't come to the door, so I go, okay. So I knock again, just to see, I'll give it another try. It's an apartment complex, so it doesn't exactly have a doorbell, so knocking is really my only thing here. So I knock again, and this dog that I could tell was just a small dog just by the sound. It was just snarling on the other, just going crazy on the other side of the door, and I go, okay, well. So I take my phone out, and the customer's phone number is on the receipt, just in case we need to call the customer, for situations like this, really. And so I try to call the customer, and an answering machine goes, "This number is no longer in service." And I go, okay. So I give the police knock, the bang bang bang, on the door. Again, just this dog just going absolutely insane on the other side. And eventually I go, okay, well, I can't leave the pizza here because the customer hasn't paid. So my thought process was, okay, I'll take it back to the store. I'll tell my manager, hey, customer didn't answer the door. It's not paid for, so I didn't just leave it. I just brought it back. So I did that. I go back to the store, bring back the pizza. I explain, hey, this is what happened. The manager says, try calling from the store phone and see if that works. And I go, all right, number was out of service, but hey, this is what you say to do. This is what I'll do. So I do that. I go to the store phone, with the receipt in hand, dial the number, whatever, phone. This number is not in service. I hang up the phone. I look at him. I go, store phone said that it's not in service. So what do we do? What do I do? And my manager says, well, we'll see if the customer calls back and or shows up at the store. I go, okay, just continue on with my day. I think about an hour later, the customer calls and says, hey, I ordered a pizza, where is it? I ordered it about an hour and a half ago, yada yada yada. The manager picked up the phone, so he goes, oh yeah, our delivery driver was there. He knocked on the door a bunch, and nobody answered. We'll send him back out that way, so that way he can deliver your pizza, and you can pay for it, and this and that. And just kind of relays this to me. He goes, hey, go back there and deliver the pizza. I go, all right, no problem. I get there, I knock on the door. The dog just starts going crazy again, and no answer at first. And I go, okay, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna stand here and I'm gonna give it a few more knocks. Give it about another minute. I knock again. This lady comes to the door, and I go, okay. I flip the receipt over to where I can see the price. I relay that to her, and she just hands me an assortment of bills and some change. And I'm counting it. I'm counting it at I've got the pizza on this arm essentially in the bag, and I'm trying to count, but I'm also trying to multitask and get undo the bag so I can get the pizza out. And I'm still counting when I hand her the pizza, and she just shuts the door. And I look at it, look at the money and go, that seems about right. I'll get back to the store. I get back to the store, and she ended up shorting me. Not much. It was like 15 cents, but I still felt kind of shitty about it. Like really? I essentially had to make this delivery twice, and I got shorted? Are you kidding me? But, since it wasn't a bunch of money, the manager just kind of shrugged and was like, well, it happens sometimes. This customer is. We know about this customer, and she can be kind of a pain. And I go, okay, so keep an eye on that one for that particular address, and a phone number that doesn't work. So, something I learned in the future is that every place has got their problem customers, which is pretty obvious to say out loud, but still it's like okay, all right, fine, I guess we're done. You know, it's all that, but that's really the only, that's really the only kind of not so great interaction that I have had with customers at Domino's. You know, I've only been working there about a month and a half, so I mean, how many bad interactions can you expect to have? Hopefully not that many. And it seems that I'm not. I haven't, but I've heard all kinds of stories from the others. Oh, I've heard some stories from the others of customers who were just terrible to our drivers, and it sucks. It really sucks because it's like, are you serious? I'm just trying to do my job. Just trying to get you what you ordered without without incident or any some such, and you're gonna be shitty. You know, okay, it took a little bit longer, or whatever, or some people are, I guess, are just in a some people, I understand that some people are going to be in a bad mood some days, but come on, whatever. Hmm. All right, come on. Probably should peel the second band off. I'll do it after I get relit. That's a that's a decent burn, and we're tarring up again on that one spot. I was smoking too fast. Now I'm smoking too slow, and now I'm still tarring up. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen when I'm smoking by myself or when I'm smoking with Aiden. It only happens on live stream, it seems. That this tar problem occurs. Maybe it's because of the relighting. Oh, this has got a signature on the back. That's neat. Maybe it's because of the relighting. I don't know. And I'm not particularly a fan because it tastes gross. And it's, tar, so it's sticky, and I have to, basically after I get done smoking here, I'm going to take a napkin and just, try and get that off of my lips, because again, it tastes gross. The tar tastes gross. It tastes nasty. I don't like it. Ooh, ooh, that's a whole heap of spice. Woo, ooh, that's a lot of pepper on that one. Ooh, ooh, fuck. Oh, my nose is burned a little bit. Ooh, that's an AJ. Ooh, yeah, my nose is a little runny now. Ooh, ooh, it burns. It burns. Ooh, but still a good smoke. Other than the tarring and the little flaw, but I mean, hey, that flaw burned just fine. So not going to count off too much for that if I actually remember to write this in the book, which, with my track record as of right now, that's not really going to happen. But, that's those are some of my work experiences, Those are some of my work experiences, and, it's just, it was, today, like I said earlier, today was just a Friday. It sucked at both jobs. Normally, if it sucks at one job, it won't suck at the other. And I kind of use Domino's since I'm there earlier in the day as kind of my gauge. Like, oh, today at Domino's was pretty good, which means I'm gonna get absolutely just fucking destroyed at Taco Bell. and usually that happens. The only exception is Sunday, but Sunday, is a pretty low key day, for both because I guess nobody's wanting to spend money. They just kind of want to get over with Sunday. They're preparing for their work week ahead. Um, but Friday's your weekend day, and since it's summer break, kids are out and yada yada yada, and people are spending money. Jesus, people are spending money. We had an order at I think 3:45. It was like $50. Like, are you kidding me? Me and the boys are trying to, we're trying to, get ready to close. We're trying to get some of the some of the basic cleaning done, like sweeping and wiping off counters and whatnot, so that way we can, get to the more important tasks of, our actual closing tasks, disassembling the line, getting the line clean, getting the grills off, getting the grills clean, dishes, all this and that. But $50? Are you kidding me? And it was an old man in a truck full of kids. It's like, and at that point, I just sit there and go, that poor. I feel kind of bad for the old man. I feel kind of bad for the old man. Getting oh hell, there's a lot of tar on my lips. Holy shit! I'm gonna get the napkin now. Hold up, hold up, man. I just licked my lips because they're a little dry. God damn it. Yeah. One of these days I'm gonna get tar in my mustache. I really need to shave. I really need to find the time to go get a haircut so I can, because this is 6 months overdue, and it's really starting to get long. I don't want to return to how I was in high school and in college. I mean, I have a lot more facial hair, which is nice. So that I can really capture the Jesus look, as it were. But I don't want, I'm tired of eating and I'll get a bunch of mustache hair, get a bunch of mustache hair in my mouth. I'm tired of accidentally almost eating my mustache. I do not understand how men with these really really nice, really full beards and whatnot. I do not understand how they eat and are just not endlessly frustrated by by food getting in their facial hair and accidentally eating their facial hair and this and that. I do not understand it. I guess I just need to find a man who has that and just ask, like, how do you eat with that, so that when I want to grow a beard like that, which is why I and try to shave like I do. I've been unsuccessful. But that's what that's something where I'll need to figure that out. If the guy tells me, "Oh no, no, it's you're gonna it's gonna suck," it's the downside to having full nice facial hair is you're gonna eat it. It's like, well, and you're gonna have to clean it, pretty well. It's like, well, shit, man, that sucks. But I think if I ever pay a visit to Hanover after they get back in session in September, so I think I might pay a visit after sometime after September, or maybe even in September. I don't know, and just find that one professor that I knew, that I had a class with, who had a really 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 nice full beard, and bald head though, really nice full beard, bald, just shiny bald too. Not a bunch of really really short hair, so he just looks like he's bald, kind of like my grandfather, but actually shiny head bald. You know, but just ask him. Hey doctor, hey professor, how do you eat? How does that work? Is it frustrating? Is it not? If it is, then, well, how do you cope? If it isn't, then please tell me your secrets. Please give me your wisdom. you know, kind of education that you're not really paying for in college, but you might pick up. I just if I'll figure it out. Let's see, do I even have my? Yeah, I think my clippers are ready. Yeah, my clippers are ready. They're charged up. I just need to actually just go outside and shave. Yeah, I go outside to shave because I don't want to clog the sink with my hair. You know, I don't want to do that. And so, eh. And so, I gotta, I gotta go outside and do that. Otherwise, what's, what, yeah, I gotta get outside and do it so that way, um, the hair just kind of returns to nature. Blows around. The wind takes it basically to, wherever the wind is going to take it. Um, let's see. I thought there was a thing here. No. Just kind of do that. Just go, okay, how does this work? And yeah, like I said, acquire that wisdom. Acquire the wisdom of, men who are older than me to, how do you cope with your beard and food? How does that work? You know? Speaking of college, the other day I was the other day I was talking with the guys, and was basically saying, was basically just lamenting, um, lamenting the whole uh, I going to college thing. Was like, yeah, I got my master's degree and everything, but I'm lonely basically, and can't really, don't, if I were to choose between, having my degrees and, this career path in front of me versus, the possibility of, having a partner, I would definitely choose having a partner. And one of the guys there went, I never really thought about that because, between money and a partner, I think I choose money. And that led to a, kind of sort of a deeper discussion. It was kind of cut short because we were at work. We did have work things to do. Um, but it kind of led to a deep, sort of a deeper discussion about it. Like, well, I mean, given that I'm alone and I've always been alone, having a partner who could bring about some comfort instead of what I'm currently dealing with, which is essentially just you know endless pain and discussion, or not pain and discussion. It was endless pain and misery. Somebody who can actually somebody having somebody to actually provide some comfort to make 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 it easier for me. Just help lift the burden. I would definitely take that. Um, over what I have now. But hey, this is the path that I chose, I guess, and so I have to, you know, I have to cope with that. God damn. Yeah, this wrap is cracked up here because I've been snipping so much. Oh, but yeah, that college and facial hair related wisdom that I did not acquire, as I did not have nearly as much facial hair. But that's, I guess I was still young then, and so didn't really uh, didn't really think about it too much. But hey, here we are, I guess. Uh, it's whatever, I guess, because it's again, it's the path I've chosen. It's the path I've chosen. But let's see. Did anything else funny happen this week? Oh yeah. In relation to why Friday, why today was so god awful is due to one of the coworkers at Domino's he was just awful today, just god awful. You know, I understand that about a month and a half ago I was new to the job, I was still learning, and so some coaching here and there on hey, this is how you do this is how you can do this better, etc., etc. I can appreciate that. I was new a month and a half ago. I didn't know anything. I didn't really know. All I had to go on was my instincts from Taco Bell. Whatever. I didn't know the menu. This and that and the other. It's been about a month and a half. I latched onto the job pretty quickly. You know, I have I have at least a decent idea of what I'm doing. On the line. With driving. Et cetera, et cetera. And so that does not warrant just the I guess the only way I could describe it is just the talking down as if I was still new. It's like, motherfucker, you are almost 10 years my junior. In terms of just age, and the amount of experience that I have in this industry, that being food service, is dwarfs yours. I've got about almost 8 years now in of experience. I think I have at least at least a decent idea of what I'm doing, and so again, some minor coaching here and there, like, hey, try to do this this way, or hey, here's a little mistake you made, whatever. That's okay, yeah, gotcha, I understand, whatever. Yeah, all right, I'll remember that. Thank you. You know, that's fine. But talking to me like I'm new and like I'm dumb is not acceptable. And to that end, I text my manager, who wasn't there, the one who makes the schedule, and I said, look, man, look, I don't want to have to work with this guy as much. I don't want to have to work with this guy as much. Something's got to be done. I mean, cut my hours if you have to, just anything, man. And I sent that text off, and I also talked to the other manager who was there today about it. And I went, here's the situation. Here's what happened. Because he arrived. That manager arrived later. I was like, this is what happened, and I'm not, I'm not overly pleased about it. And he went, yeah, no, I get it. I mean, you've got more experience than him, and you know, yeah, you're still relatively new here, but you know what you're doing. And I went, yeah, I have at least I have at least a basic understanding of what I'm doing, and so it's just a whole thing. It's just a whole thing, and hopefully it will be resolved peaceably. And while I did say, cut my hours, anything, hopefully it doesn't necessarily come to that. I still have 2 days left in this week at Domino's before the new schedule comes out, so we'll see what happens. But I just, that was kind of the first 4 hours of today's 12-hour shift, and it was just, it was that to kind of start me off. Taco Bell, I'm used to dealing with, with dumb crap all the time. I'm used to it. And so, the the thing about it is, I don't want, at Domino's, I don't want to be the Taco Bell manager. I don't want to be, I don't want to be that angry all the time at people there at Domino's, because they're a decent degree better over at Domino's. Just just the people, just as people, they're a decent degree better, and so I don't want to, kind of sour that by becoming the angry Taco Bell manager. I mean, and for the most part, when I've been there at Domino's, I've kept my cool. It's not nearly the same environment as it is at Taco Bell. I can stay pretty cool. We're good. But there's been one or two moments where I've gotten just a little bit irritated. You know, I did have just one little moment today where I just snapped a little bit. Where the aforementioned coworker who annoyed me, he said something to me in relation to the job. He just asked me to do something, and I didn't hear him. But instead of saying, "Hey, could you say that again?" I didn't say that. I went, "What the fuck did you say to me?" And just I mean, obviously louder and with a lot more intensity. But it is 8:30 in the morning, so I can't really replicate it one to one. Said that, said it like that, and that kind of gave everybody pause. They're like, "Oh shit, oh," that's I just got really pissed, just there for a second, and you know, it's just like, all right, hold on, no, I'm cool. I had to, took a step back after that. I was like, all right, hold on, I'm cool, fine. Kind of rein myself in there because it's like, no, we're not gonna be the angry Taco Bell manager here at Domino's. All right, I reserve that for Taco Bell for when the mid shifters are being trash, like they are every day. All right, I need to chill out. I need to take another step back, I guess. I'm not at work. I'm not on the clock. I'm just talking about it. You know, gotta hold myself down a little bit. But like I said, we'll see. There's still a few days left in the Domino's week before the new schedule comes out. We'll see what that's about. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens tomorrow if said coworker is there. Again, we'll see what happens. The manager who I spoke to in person said he would talk to the guy, say something. I said, okay, thank you. Again, really, for the most part, really civil. Just okay. Thanks. Hey, can we do something about this? Whatever. Yada yada yada. Normal stuff. You know, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I mean, if it comes down to it, and he gets a little bit confrontation, said employee gets a little bit confrontational about it, then, well, I guess I will have to briefly become the Taco Bell manager, and throw right back at him when he's throwing at me, because you know, I try to keep my cool. I try to be, all right, yeah, no problem. I understand I'm still relatively new, but I've at least got a basic understanding of what I'm doing. Decent even, one might say. I mean that's what I was saying earlier. But mm, 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 you know, it gets a little frustrating. You know, those first couple of weeks, I just kind of let it slide off me because it's like, all right, I'm new. I don't really have the lay of the land yet. All right, fine. But now at this point, it's like, all right, you fucker. We're not. We ain't playing anymore. All right. But I just gotta let's change the subject, shall we? Change the subject a little bit. Let's talk about the projects, huh? That's a nice change of subject. So this Wednesday we worked on the budding rework for firearms for our game, right? And I don't really know that much about guns. Just And, I have a basic understanding of guns. I know how they work, sort of, mostly. You know, I understand that bullets come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and that determines different things about it. And I get that. I understand that. But I'm not deep into it really, and so it was kind of interesting, just kind of sitting here, with my nephew in a voice call, just kind of making these really minor contributions, and kind of just kind of sitting there for the ride, as it were. Like, well, just throwing out little ideas here and there, because again, I'm not at all an expert in firearms and whatnot. So it's just like, okay, I'm kind of yielding to somebody with more knowledge on the subject than me, and attempting to contribute where I can. But it really didn't amount to much, and it was an interesting experience. And one that, I mean, even my nephew isn't, he's not the Library of Alexandria of guns. He doesn't know everything about them, which was, another interesting point that came up multiple times during our work time. Was, well, this seems like it would be kind of like this, and I go, okay, that sounds somewhat reasonable, and just kind of muddling along, as it were, to try and get it done. Is, at least the basic idea of it. There are some supporting systems that still need to be redone in order to fully integrate it properly, which again is on me. I just need to find the time, really. I just need to not be at work. I need to not be at work and not be taking care of other related things, life maintenance stuff, errands and whatnot. I just need to do that. I need to get those done so that way I have the free time in order to actually do the work that I want to get done. It's not easy though, pulling like 60 hours a week. Oof, I gotta prioritize my rest, and also have to prioritize eating. Because yeah, you'll feel crappy if you don't get proper rest. You will also feel arguably crappier if you don't eat. And for a couple weeks there, I was just not in the mood to eat. It was more just like, I just want to go to bed. I just want to go to bed. And so I would choose sleep over food, every time, and would just only eat when I just felt terrible and weak because I hadn't eaten. But that passed. I've gotten a more regular eating schedule, sort of. I at least have two meals, so that's more what in line with what I'm used to anyway. So I'm back to feeling pretty all right. Um, had to I'm taking my vitamin and my iron pill, so that way I can do the plasma stuff. Well, the vitamins just to kind of just in case there's a hole in my diet, and the iron pill is for the plasma, because I guess my iron naturally just kind of rests just below the threshold to where they'll take me, which I found out when I first started. I went, oh, okay. So what do I do? I asked them. I said, do I just take an iron supplement or something? Go to swing by Walmart or a pharmacy or something, and they went, yeah. I thought, okay, that's not too hard. It's probably not too expensive. It's not. I think I can get 400 little iron tablets, one a day or one every other day for like $5. No problem. Actually, speaking of $5, the speedometer in my car stopped working. Actually, the temperature gauge and the gas gauge were also kind of spazzing out. So I thought, oh, okay, this is either a fuse or this is something deeper. And I switched out some fuses in the car, and it kind of fixed it, sort of. It still had some problems, and I was looking at it with my dad, and we changed out some fuses for some of the ones that he had on hand. He didn't have any of the ones on hand that were the proper amperage, so we were looking at it, and he thought, oh, it's probably something a little bit deeper. And I thought, okay, well, that's probably going to cost some money. And We ended up speculating about it. It's probably about $200 to fix. Since my car is an incredibly common model, and so spare parts abound. It's just the labor costs that will get you. With any mechanic shop. But I had this feeling. And I thought, what if I just swing by an auto parts store and I buy some fresh fuses, and I replace both of the fuses that control the instrument panel with these new ones. It's probably not going to cost too much. So I swung by an auto parts store after I got done, visiting with my dad and my grandmother that day, and I spent $5 to get a pack of new fuses. I think five come in the pack, so really it's $1 a fuse, but you can only buy the pack of five. Um, and I changed out both fuses, and it worked. As opposed to spending a speculated $200, I spent $5 and fixed the problem. And I went, well, yeah, there we go. Let's trust your gut. Trust your gut. And sometimes. And I was thinking about that earlier this week when I was driving. I went, man, you kind of learn how to trust your instincts, and as you get older and amass more experiences, those instincts get sharper, and you're pretty typically onto something most of the time. And so, hey, it worked out. you know I was feeling pretty good about that, like, all right, yeah, and my gut feeling was right. you know it's probably not. My dad's probably going to be kind of giving me a look when I tell him that, like, oh yeah, dad, we were turns out that doing the thing with the getting just calling the shop and everything, and all, having to not have that car for a while. Yeah, it's, save some money, which, hey, in today's economy, you save everything you can. So quick fix, easy fix. Even someone like me can do it. Just take some pliers, pop out the fuses, push some new ones in, some fresh ones. Really not the original ones that came with the car. Those, looking at them afterwards, they weren't busted like the owner's manual suggests. When you hold them up to the light and you can see through them and see the little piece of metal in there, and if the fuse is bad, then it's busted. The fuses did look a little burnt in some other areas, and so changing those out for fuses that did not come with the car, were manufactured presumably relatively recently, was the right call, which is good. And so, you know, don't have to think about that. Don't have to think about that expense, and actually made me feel pretty good. We got an unusual burn on this. Thinking in some of these box press, yeah, it's a box press double torpedo, and sometimes these box press, they just burn weird, and sometimes I let them go and they correct, and other times I have to sit here and I have to strike a match. I mean, all the times I've had to strike a match here tonight is because I've been a bit too slow on it, and it's not been had to basically relight. But yeah, this one, I think I might have to touch it up. And this will probably be the last match that I strike, because as you can see, I can never get the camera angle right. As we can see, we are getting pretty close here to the end. But let me just get some of that extra ash off of there. So that way that's not flaking off onto my pants. Luckily, these pants aren't a material that burns through really easy. Not like my plaid pants that have got, I think, two or three holes from straight cherries and match heads and whatnot that have kind of broken off and just fallen onto my leg, and yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm only wearing one pair of pants, so it's just pant to leg, and burns, obviously, because matches are still hot after they go out for a few seconds, you know. But to summarize, all in all, not a bad week, not a terrible week at all. Just today being a little bit subpar, but I guess that's just summer getting into full swing, eh? And man, I crave winter. I crave winter because I like the cold weather, and also because the Taco Bell air conditioner still doesn't work. And things get a little bit hot in the Domino's because you have a 450-degree oven, that I'm standing right next to, so things get a little warm there too. And so, excuse me. So winter will provide a natural coolant, so that way the Taco Bell air conditioner not working isn't as big a deal. I mean, it's still a big deal, but it's not as big a deal. And the provide some natural coolant to take some of the pressure off the Domino's air conditioner, which seems to work acceptably. I still like going into the walk-in though. I go into the walk-in at Domino's and just soak in the cold. Just go, oh yeah. I stand there for a few seconds, just go, oh, there we go. Just cool, just stand there, with my arms. I just like, okay, cool me off just a little bit, just for a few seconds. Then I, grab what I need for the line and get back out there. You know, I even do, admittedly, I even do this a little bit during the rush, which maybe isn't ideal, but keeps me cool. Because one thing that'll definitely agitate me is getting hot on the job. It's not something I enjoy. I don't enjoy being hot, just in general, which kind of sucks considering that most of my wardrobe consists of dark dark clothes, and so heat absorption is something that kind of gets factored in. You know, but I have ways to keep cool. I have my ways to keep cool, so we're fine. Not exactly chilling, but whatever. Yeah, we're really getting close to the end. These draws are getting shorter because it's just hot smoke. Like birds. Yeah, birds. We aren't really tarring up anymore though, which is excellent. But I still have tar on my lips, which sucks. But you know, we'll finish this up. We'll end off stream, and then I'll do my pre bedtime ritual. Brush. Getting the Listerine and the toothbrush. And then try to get as much rest as I can before I have to shove off to work tomorrow because I basically work every day now. It's either one or both. I love it. I don't love it. I don't love it, but I guess it's kind of a running theme in these live streams. I still feel all right. I mean, you know, I think by this point, certainly, I have settled into the schedule and I'm feeling all right. So now that I've settled in, it's routine at this point, and so if I were to ever be without it, I think I would have an abundance of extra energy that I would just channel into my projects or into gaming. But that probably won't happen for some time. At least the yeah, I don't I yeah, I'd have an abundance of energy if I were to suddenly just drop one job and just go back down to a 40-hour schedule. I would have this abundance of energy. Man, I would be able to get so many different things done. My errands done. Gaming, fantastic. I have time for that. Fantastic. Um, getting work done on the projects. Oh yeah. Get into a nice groove and get that done. Oh yeah, I can do that. No problem. I'd be able to do that. But right now, it's more of a find the time kind of thing, and you know, we'll we'll see what the future holds. I think if I can finally get a stable schedule at Domino's, that would go a long way. Which might be another point that I discuss with the boss over there. It's like, hey, can I please get some consistent days off so that I can plan stuff, so I can plan my week really, so I can, it's like, okay, this day for errands, this day for project, this day for gaming, whatever, just so I can have some, so I can get things done, but also so I can have some leisure time just to kind of decompress and unwind a little bit, in between, different things. But I'm feeling. I'm still optimistic. I'm still hopeful. So, I think we're doing good. At that point, I think this has only got maybe one or two really good puffs left in it. We're at about a half inch, or inch and a half, I should say, knuckle. So I will go ahead and let all of you go. Hopefully I will find the time to get some posting done and some recording done. We'll see. At this point I'm not going to make any promises because I've been trying and it just hasn't been working because the time hasn't been there. So if nothing else, I will see you all next week. Later.